Hey, Les. Hey, Shando. Hey, Phil. I hope you use my referral link there, Phil. Having a few issues with tracking my Bazinga referrals. Afternoon, Alistair. That's quick. That was a quick one. Managed to pretty much get that on point first time. None of the messing from yesterday. Yeah, I'm sorting that out now. There is pictures. There was a picture of my face on the splash screen. Why that isn't refreshing, I don't know. And Zynga's winding me up at the minute with these scanners. Oh, red box popping up again, yet again. There's the snoring chow. Missing a scanner. What is it? Oh, fuck. It's the one. Okay. I think we're back where we need to be. There we go. Why the gaps in the candles? That's the lack of volume. That was DPSI. That's the lack of volume. That's why there's gaps in the candles. Because the candles show a time frame, but if there's no action in the time frame, it just shows a blank. It's a lack of volume. This is the one that we want to be looking at. VERU today. I think there could well be a Bit of a short squeeze today. BBIG is moving upwards as well. Ethereum's over 20% as well. DPSI is probably the top gapper. I've got that up there at the moment. It's low volume, so probably won't be trading that. But VERU is the one that's looking the most likely at the moment. Right, that's right. I think. What does that look like on the screen? That looks fine. 15.5 and session. 15 needs to burn a little bit. There we go. Scanner's all set. Now can actually, how's it going? Scalper? Well, it's all right. It's okay. Not bad. How do I see the gappers on Benzinga, Phil? Well, if you're using Benzinga, if you're not using Benzinga, the first question is why not? Use the link in my link tree and check it out for 14 days for free. And if you're using Benzinga, the way I've got it set up is I've got the gappers all. So when you open Benzinga, it has some default workstations. You can get the pre-market default, and it will have it in there. But if you open the movers, open a section on the movers, a scanner for movers, and you set it to pre-market session, and then you put all your filters in that you need, it will then show you which ones are gapping up by how much and why. You can click on each stock and why. You can filter out various things. I filter out stocks under $3. I filter out stocks that have less than that have got less than 10,000 shares traded over the last 5 minutes. So I'm looking for volume. I'm looking for volatility. I'm looking for the, also I'm looking for stocks that are moving at least 14-15% upwards. Wind is picking up. I have to shut this door, otherwise. Oh. That was the strangest little thing that I've just ever had blowing. I'm 3 stories up, and I've just had a half a Brillo pad blow off the balcony into my little scouring thing, through the doors because of the wind. I'm like, this is steel wool. This is wire wool. How is the wind blown that 3 stories up? I mean, it's not like it's come from any, because I'm on the top floor, so it's not like anyone from the top floors has thrown it out the window and it's landed on my balcony or anything. That's just weird. Wire wool isn't something that you would expect to be floating, Cotton wool, yeah. Wire wool, no. Yeah, so if you're on the course, Phil, just check out the section on scanners and stock selection, and there's a tutorial how to set up the scanners there on as well, the Benzinga scanners. So just check that out, go through it again. Just keep referring to it. As long as you're subscribed to the course, it's all there. Just keep going back to what you need to go back to. Go back to the patterns if you find it difficult to spot the patterns. Go back to the strategy if you're finding it difficult to stick to the strategy. Print it off. You know, stick it up on the wall next to your desk, whatever it is. Have it there right at hand, so that you know, whatever it is, whether it's the patterns, whether it's there's in the reading material section, there's a great book, an ebook in the reading material section for all kinds of patterns, bearish, bullish, all these different patterns. So and what they signal and where you can spot them, etc. So check out that. It's an encyclopedia in the reading section. It's all included as part of the course. So yeah, just keep skilling up, upskilling. So there's not a lot moving right now. A bit like yesterday. I'm going to take my time today. I jumped in big yesterday right at the open, even though there was very low volume. And if I'd waited later in the day, although the volume didn't really pick up, but the pattern setup. I mean, there was one on BWV. It was an absolute doozy. A lovely double bottom off the VERU, and I was able to make a nice, tidy little profit on that. And then at half time, I was watching the football. Half time, I came and had a look, and there was a lovely a perfect bull flag setup on one of the stocks that that I was watching yesterday. It was Redbox, perfect bull flag setup, and let's see if I can pull it up here from a 2 minute. No, I know what I'll do. I'll pull it up on the on TradingView. I can have TradingView open now. So Redbox. DBX. Coming into the close. Pull it on the 1 minute. And go. So we got this red box here, and we got this setup coming in yesterday, coming into the close. Perfect bull flag setup. It really was, and I was able to get in there and ride that up and take a nice little profit just prior to the close. So that was a half time for me. So I came on, had a look, and it was just set up nicely. And I called that out in the Discord as well. I called it out, even called out the entry point of 370 just before I said, watch this as it comes down. First it was 375, then I said, okay, 370. Watch for entry 370. As we got in at 370, it popped up, and we all made money. So that was great. It's nice when it works. That was yesterday, coming into the close. Where's my chat? Okay, so how did we get on yesterday, guys? Who else finished in the green yesterday? Good afternoon, cash flow. Today the markets are not. Let's have a look at the markets. We're not looking great to start the day. We're looking at on the 5 minutes. Looking at on the 60 minutes. It's probably easier to see it. Looking at the 60-minute chart, you can see that we're a little bit down, but we're still in good shape. Still in good shape. We've had a few successive days of rallying now in the wider market. So that's a bit of a pullback now is fine, as long as we maintain the upwards trajectory after the bell. We don't want to be seeing the SPY go down towards 400 again. We'd like to see it get up and test 410, and then we'll have another good day. Cash flow, that's great news. Great news. Now, what are you going to do with all that newfound freedom? That's the question. You're going to sit at a desk in your bedroom and trade stocks based on what you're learning off me on a daily basis? Is that what you're going to do? Are you actually or are you going to actually be a financial advisor, of an investment professional? Get yourself a job with a hedge fund and become hated. Hey, Roy. And here's me when I read that sentence. I sold some stock, so I'm happy. Here's me thinking it was equities stock, but no, it's your own goods. That's fine. Look, we've all got to get paid, and as I always say, you need multiple sources of income, multiple income streams. You can't rely on a single income stream because every income stream is fragile. You thinking of investing in a full tank of gas, Scotty? Oh, you dreamer, you. Can you really afford a full tank? You dreamer. Come on, admit it. You're not that wealthy. You're not that wealthy. A full tank? You don't mean half a tank. And you're not pushing the boat out for half a tank. I mean, come on, a full tank, Scotty. I don't believe you. I think you're trolling us. Investing in a full tank of gas. I mean, come on. I think the guy's trolling us. He must be. Nobody puts a full tank in anymore. Not these days. Yeah, so wider market SPY, Nasdaq's looking very similar. SPY's down 0.75%. The Nasdaq's down a whole percent. The Russell index, a small cap index, is also down 0.6. So it's not looking entirely bearish. And officially, we've not actually been in a bear market, apparently. This is the statistics that I've heard. Apparently, when the market retraces 25% off its all-time high, then we're in a bear market. And we've not quite done that. Even at the lowest point last week, we were like 24.9 something before we then took a move back up, which I think is absolute crap. But we could say it's a bearish market, but it's not a bear market because we didn't actually retrace 25%. Go figure. Well, why don't you do what that keep it full? Shortage of fuel. Well, there's always the old push rod, the bike you can get out. In fact, this day and age, this current generation, young generation, has got so lazy. I think back to my days as a youngster, and if I didn't have a car, I'd get on the bike and I'd cycle somewhere. That's fine, but I'd use my own metal. I'd use my own, muscle power. Now they don't even do that. They bought these electric bikes where they're happy to pedal if it's downhill. As soon as they get, any kind of incline, they'll put it into gear and switch on the battery, and it's electric and it moves uphill. I'm like, what's the point in that? Get yourself a little moped or something. It's just cheating. Electric bikes, indeed. No wonder we've got a whole generation of obese slobs. Look, I've earned my beer belly. I've earned my my dad bod. Half of these kids running around today have got dad bods, big, beer bellies bigger than mine, and they not even old enough to drink. But there you go. That's me ranting. Italy. Whereabouts in Italy? I do like Italy. I've got a penchant for Italian wine at the minute, although penchant is a French word. I'm enjoying the Italian reds at the moment. I go through phases. I went through a phase of Chile and New World reds for a while, and then I went through a phase of Spanish. I'm going through my Italian phase right now. I have been for the last 12 months or so, actually. Okay, guys, what's moving? TJX. Sure, that was a cop show in the 80s with Heather Locklear. Heather be thy name. That's popped up very nicely. Not huge volume just yet. And again, guys, don't be taking trades just for the sake of taking trades. What you want to be taking are good trades. This has been my problem over the last month, is that because we've had a low volume market, I've compromised my principles when it comes to my strategy, and I've not been taking the A plus setups. And a lot of the time I've done that, and particularly at the open, we see a little bit of volume come in at the open. I'm like, yeah, the volume's back. And I jump on the first thing that's moving, and it goes against me. And I end up having to trade, spending normally the whole of last year, I was spending like 2-3 hours a day at my desk trading. Now I'm spending most of the day trading because I dig a hole in the first instance and then have to slowly and steadily trade my way out of it for the rest of the day. And that's not a profitable way of trading. It's not sustainable in the long term. So I'm looking forward to a holiday as well, cash flow, if I'm being completely honest, although I've not even decided where I'm going yet. I've not booked anything. I'll probably just book something last minute. I might go back to Spain. If I go back to, the problem is if I go to Spain, I'm going to start property hunting. I just know it. So I want to avoid Spain, because if I go to Spain, I'm just going to start looking at properties. I'll probably go for 2 weeks and probably spend 10 days traipsing around looking at a potential, a finca somewhere. Now that I can probably afford to put the money down on one. Agri. Agri had a good move yesterday. Oh, we missed a nice little entry there. 286. Had a good move yesterday. It got over didn't quite get over $3, so it wasn't at the levels that I was going to trade it. But it had a good day yesterday. It moved fairly well on Monday as well. It actually started on Thursday, Friday last week with the upturn in the markets. But yes, this week Agri's moving fairly well. It's currently up 8% on the day. Not quite at the levels where I want it to be in terms of price or gap. But yeah, Agri's moving. It's looking like it could be one to watch for today. I'll put that on the watch list because it's very close to the $3 level that is my cutoff. What's the reason for the? I'm going to have a look on the scanner. It's the top gap. It is the top gapper on the scanner that I've got set up here above $2. Just get rid of the ETFs in this column. Pretty sure I saw Agri there. Now I've got to sort out my scanners again. Well, this scanner in particular. So over $2, over 10,000. Yeah, they've just confirmed Q1 earnings, unconfirmed, but they've just released Q1 earnings, which will be confirmed in 2 weeks' time. That's why Agri is moving up right now. Q1 earnings unconfirmed for 13 days from now, which is the end of this month. 2 weeks to the end of May. Where's the bloody month gone already? We're halfway through May and where's it gone? And all I've done is lose money all month. It's not been a good, not been a great month's trading for me so far. I like Rome. Rome's nice. Got a friend that's got property in Tuscany. And of course, the wine in Tuscany is fantastic. So okay, so what else is moving? Zim integrated, more expensive. Finco still up there. Not a huge amount with any kind of volume. I'll just get rid of that. Bring up the rest of my scanners. All right, so I'm going to put the Ethereum there, VERU, Ethereum, both previous movers, decent short interest. AMC's up today. This is AMC. It's already up just over 1.5%. Had a good day yesterday, towards the end of yesterday. Moved a whole dollar in the last 3 hours. Oh, AMC might get up to 15 again in this next by the end of this week. Keeps moving. Keep an eye on that one. Good stuff. Whereabouts in Portugal are you going, Alistair? It is that time of year, isn't it? And this is what I was expecting last year, if I'm being completely honest, was this time of year. I thought I need to get a good May. I need to get a good performance in May because June, July, people are just going to be going off on vacation and it's going to be dead. Then I realized halfway through June, America doesn't have vacations. Nobody gets paid leave over there. It's strange country in the US where you don't get, probably the only nation in the developed world where you don't get guaranteed paid time off from your employer. You know? Yeah, that's what I'm afraid of, Alistair. If I go to Spain, I'll end up down on the Costa del Crime again, where I used to live, and I'll end up house hunting. And I don't want to be investing in more property right now. Not that it's not a good investment, but I don't want to be doing it just yet. Hey, user, you really need to put a name in your profile because user 31540 4550 is too much of a mouthful for me. So you sound like me calling you by a user followed by a long number. It sounds like we've already entered some kind of dystopian future society where we're all barcoded. You know, not that we aren't, but you know, we all carry our barcodes around with us. It's called a phone. And so you should be. Okio. Indonesian Energy. I'm not happy with this one lately because the spreads have just been awful. 17 cents at the moment, spread on Indonesian Energy. There's no volume anyway, but when we were trading it, the spreads were down like between 5 and 10 cents when we were trading it earlier in the year. And we could get some really good moves on it. But right now, Indonesian Energy, it's so risky. When you're getting 25-cent spread, just think, let's just say you take just 1,000 shares. and you've got a 25-cent spread, you're $250 down without any price action. You know, if you take 10,000 shares, you know, you're 2,500 down without any price action. So the risk, if it goes against you, you've got to factor that spread into the equation. So when you're dealing with a $17, $18 stock, you don't want to be adding on an extra 25 cents to your risk mitigation. No, actually, 8. We don't need to become famous. So go and chill in someone else's stream. Yeah, good win last night. It was nervy towards the end. If I'm being completely honest, Liverpool don't like to do it the easy way. First goal shouldn't have stood. Foul should have brought back for that initial foul, but that's besides the point. It did stand, so you can't complain about that. And Liverpool's reserve team basically got the job done. But it was nervy at the end, and a couple more injuries. So they're dropping like flies in the last couple of games of the season, which is typical because we've had a good season in terms of injuries. We've been rather resilient. We've not had that many injuries all season, not compared to last season where it completely ruined the season. But we've had most of our squad fit this season, the whole season. Last night, nice result. I had a nice result at half time as well. So, well, it's written in the stars, I think, that one, user. It's you think about it, you've got little Phil coming back to going to City. You've got Danny Ings going to City, Liverpool old boys, and of course the legend of Liverpool, which is Stevie G, taking the team to City, knowing that if they get anything, they potentially could hand the title to Liverpool. So just a point will be enough. And he's set up for little Phil the magician to put a cross in and Ings to get the equaliser at the death. That's what's going to happen. I'm telling you, City are going to go 1-0 down. We're going to get excited. We're going to win our game comfortably against Wolves. Then City are going to equalise. They're going to go ahead in the second half. They're going to be 2-1 up. And then at the death, Danny Ings will get the equaliser. Mark my words, that's how it's going to play out, and Liverpool will win the title. Well, I don't think that's the way to do it. If you think about City at the moment, their defensive back line is dropping like flies, so they've not got any real first choice centre half. So someone like Danny Ings could have a field day. But they need to get him service, and the only way they're going to get him service is by having a go. And they're not going to keep City out. They're going to concede. I mean, look at what West Ham got 2-0 up, and then actually they put one in their own net. But it's very difficult to keep City out. So you're going to have to go up the other end and score. The only team that scored more than City this season is Liverpool. Well, that doesn't surprise me, Roy. I've not seen it, but it certainly doesn't surprise me. I mean, come on. The national sport of Ireland is greyhound racing, for crying out loud, or horse racing. I mean, it's probably one of the only cultures in the world where the national sport is actually gambling. So to hear that we're getting League of Ireland players who are paid a paltry amount, by the way, in comparison. They're not professionals. They're expected to be professionals, but they're not getting the kind of salaries that they can be full-time professionals. So for a bunch of them to be caught match fixing doesn't surprise me. You know, gambling is the national sport of Ireland after all. Gambling and drinking. with a few fights thrown in. What? There's the chow snow. Everybody tunes in for the chow snow. I mean, I don't know. It's up. It's up today. It's currently 83 cents. Actually, I'll put it on this chart so you can see. I'm looking at it on, but it's not. It's 91 cents now. It's not what I would say is huge volume though. Not comparatively speaking. We just have a look at some of the technicals and fundamentals of this. Genius brand. So the thing is with Genius is that it's a 300 million float, so that's a little bit. It's a little bit higher than I normally like to trade. It's a very low price stock, which it does have a reasonable short interest, about 16%. I suppose it depends how much weight you put on a dead genius. You know, Stan Lee was fantastic, but he's gone. You know. Is it going to make much difference? Are they going to use? Are they going to put cameos of Stan Lee in movies now? I mean, how many cameos are they going to put him in movies when he can get a look-alike and it won't matter? Because even Stan Lee's cameos weren't actually Stan Lee. It was Stan Lee playing somebody else. So, well, most of them, a couple of them were Stan Lee. So I'm not sure how much weight it will carry. Well, I can't see it moving. I can't see it mooning. I mean, it's what, it's 90 cents now. Could it get over $1? Yeah, I suppose it was 70 cents when the news broke this morning just after 8. But is it going to, is it going to moon to kind of $2, $2.50? Probably not. I'll be very surprised. We'll see. Who knows what the market? Like I said on so many occasions, the market can be irrational, and it can be irrational longer than I can stay solvent. But if you look at the history of Genius, look at it on the daily. I mean, we've got an all-time high that I can see here of kind of almost $12, but that's 2 years ago. We've not been in the last 2 years. We've not been above $3. Will it get over $3 on the back of this news? It could do. Will it? I don't know. Anybody that says that they do know is probably telling you porky pies. But there's a lot of resistance levels between where it is right now at 90 cents and where it needs to get to, including the whole dollar level. That's a big one. It's been up and tapped that a lot of times. February this year, it was up at tapping the dollar level. Didn't quite break over it. It broke over it in March, used it as support, but didn't go much further than $1.15. So, is it worth trading if you've got a cash account, a small cash account, and no margin leverage? Then possibly. Not the sort of thing I'll be looking at though. Let me have a look at this. Okay, so it had a big move yesterday from $1.35 up to dollar, so about 80 cents, almost $1.50. Oh, actually, it went up to $1.35 before pulling back. So it went up a whole dollar. Yeah, full dollar. So as we're tracing now, it's held most of its gains. It's currently about 183. It's held most of its gains. Investing long term, probably not. If you look at it on the daily, you can see this downwards chart. Is it worth investing long term? I don't recommend. Me personally, this is not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor, just my own personal opinion and what I do when I'm trading and investing. I don't look at these small caps. None of these small caps. I don't day trade stocks that are priced less than $3. I certainly will not be investing in them long term if they're less than $3. I don't tend to invest long term in any of these penny stocks. Now, the definition of penny stocks from a Wall Street perspective is anything under $10. So there's a reason they're priced so low, and the main reason most of these companies, not all of them, there's an occasional diamond in the rough, but the reason that most of these companies are priced so low is they're garbage companies. Fundamentally, they are garbage. If they were good companies, they would have a higher price. It goes to reason, and the reason why some of these companies go from $2-3 up to $40 and then back again, you get that quite often in the bioscience sector, is because they'll have really good news that the market takes well to, but then again, they'll lose that value equally as quick. So they'll pop up and they'll have a continuation over a day, 2-3 days, and they'll move 600-700%. And then over the next week or 2 weeks after that, they'll lose all those gains and go back to what their fundamental, legitimate value price actually is. So just be careful, because a stock's having a good run doesn't mean that it's a good stock to invest long term in. By all means, jump on the back of the momentum, trade it intraday. Be careful if you're thinking of holding it overnight. That's how a lot of bag holders get created. But think twice and do your own fundamental research before you invest in anything long term. Yeah, well, we can look at it, but I don't think I'll be trading it. This is one that I did trade last year. If I go back to last year when it was up above $3, but it popped up. It went almost $5 CIE or CEI, which is Canberra Energy, and it retraced pretty much the following week. I had one good week, or a couple of good weeks, but one particularly good week where I traded it, and then it sold off the following week, and it's never been above $2 since. Oh, tell a lie, it might have gotten above. No, it's never been above $2 since, and people are still holding bags at $3 and $4. And this is what I'm talking about: is that there's a reason they're priced so low. Fundamentally, that's what they're worth. So if a stock moves fast and it moves up very, very quickly, and it what we'll consider a moon gain, so we're looking at 300, 400, 500% gain, don't think it's going to do that or hold those gains for a long time. But there's a reason that it wasn't priced that level in the first instance, and the stock is only going up on the back of a catalyst. As soon as that catalyst ceases to be relevant, that stock, more often than not, will retrace back to its fundamental base value. Good stuff, Phil. I'm glad it helps. And so keep going back to, and it's not just the scanners, the scanner tutorial. Keep going back to them all. The more you view the videos, I know it can be repetitive and boring, but the more you review the videos, the more it will embed in your brain, and you'll remember it. The other thing there is a good thing is have TradingView or something once you're watching the videos. Pull some of the examples I've got on the lectures. Pull up the examples, look at it on TradingView, look for other examples, similar examples for yourself, and in real time, and do it that way. See if you can spot the patterns and things. Yeah, but I mean, I've got burnt by theta big time. Tesla, for example. My calls are virtually worthless at the minute on Tesla. So we're 750, nearly 746 right now. So I need Tesla back up at over 900 for my calls to be worth anything. I've got 2 weeks left before they expire, but are we going to move $200 in 2 weeks with Tesla? I doubt it. We'll move $200 down in 2 weeks, but fear is a greater emotion than greed. It's a much stronger emotion than greed. So yeah. Is what what are we referring to? What's the question there, Roberts? Is that linked to the crypto crash? Which part linked to the crypto crash? I've just been answering so many questions, so that your question is probably on the back of another one. So I'm kind of getting a little bit dragged all over the place. Agri popped up above 3 just briefly. VERU's not looking too strong right now, so really want to see that above 16 again. No, Tesla wasn't part of that that crypto crash. What's happened with the crypto crash is the whole Terra Luna blockchain. The way that Terra and which was a stable coin, and Luna, which were intrinsically interlinked, were set up, was that they would mint more of one to maintain the other's US dollar peg. But most stable coins hold a lot of cash reserves to maintain that that stable US dollar peg, or whatever it's pegged to. Whereas Terra did it a different way. So to maintain it, they would either burn or mint additional Luna. Now, what happened was that we had a few whales that took additional huge positions on both Terra and Luna, reducing the liquidity in both pools, and then dumped, which meant that they couldn't cover, they couldn't print enough Luna fast enough to maintain the peg on Terra. And once it lost the peg, it meant that everybody else started to dump. So it triggered this chain reaction. And what then happened was a chain reaction across the blockchain that meant anything else that was connected to either Terra or Luna then started to vomit as well. And a lot of people just got scared around crypto as a whole, so they started to dump their crypto, thinking that the whole world was going crypto-averse, and that's why we got the drop in Bitcoin and Ethereum and everything else associated with it. So there's a knock-on domino effect. The problem now is we've got a Luna that's worth nothing. We've got a Terra that is completely lost its peg to the dollar, will never come back. We've got a complete market that has lost faith in the crypto space. There's a whole bunch of FUD knocking about that a lot of people don't even understand is exactly that FUD. So it's going to take, what I would say, if you're holding crypto right now, just sit tight. Don't sell. You can buy it at the dip or whatever, but don't sell it in a panic, because crypto is stronger than you think it actually is as a whole. Now, what's happened to Luna was, you know, it was a very unusual event. But if anybody's been following crypto for a while, they'll know that you do occasionally get these white swan events or black swan events or whatever you want to call it. And if we go back to the Bittrex fiasco of a few years ago, almost crashed it as well. It's brought the market down. So the people that were involved in taking that position were shorting Bitcoin, they were shorting Luna, they were shorting pretty much everything that they were trying to do. It was a coordinated attack. It was unfortunately not even illegal. So they've made money on that. And what they've actually been doing is, because they shorted Bitcoin as well, they're now able to buy it at a discount. So what they're going to do is that by default, they're going to buy it at a discount and then push the value back up again. So their buying activity will now trigger a rally within the crypto space that pushes the value back up, which makes them even more money, and around we go. It just shows that market manipulation in the crypto space is even easier than it is on Wall Street, because there's no regulation. Ooh, I don't know about AMD short today. T-Box. AMD. It's down. It is down at the minute, but the wider market seems to be having a little bit of a rally. And I would expect AMD to move up today, personally. Look at it on the 60-minute, in line with the wider market. But if you look at it over the last few days, whilst it's down today, I could see it actually moving up. But I don't know. What do I know? Not a financial advisor. I hope it works out for you, buddy. I hope it works out for you. I just think after the last few days, knowing that the AMD is one of those S&P stocks that tends to follow the market, I wouldn't be shorting the market right now. That's just my opinion. You've had a lot more success shorting the market than I have, T-Box. So you know you might be onto something. Well, like I say, I hope it goes well for you. Let's see it dip down to 97 for you, and then bounce back up. AMD, I like AMD as a company long term. I think they're a good. I actually prefer AMD to Intel, but in terms of the microprocessors suppliers, but now's a good time to take them long term, I think. Oh, but you're always going to get that. It's called it's influencers. Influencers are not market manipulation. They're just marketing. So they will be often termed as a shill. They will be asked to pump a particular coin. I got one company approached me just on Monday. Actually, it was just this Monday gone. Wanted me to promote their app, their trading app. And I'm like, well, I don't use your trading app. So I took a look at the app, and it's garbage. There's no way. I don't know. Maybe I've got integrity. Maybe integrity costs me money. But I won't promote something I don't believe in. I won't promote something that I don't think is worth buying. Most things that I promote, so like I've said before, I've got my affiliate marketing business. I've got my my blog, and you know, so I do affiliate marketing, but I only affiliate for companies that I believe in. I only affiliate for companies that either I use myself or that I can see the value that they provide to the customer base. But a lot of these so-called influencers, they get paid a nice pretty penny, or they get shares, or they get a certain percentage. In the case of crypto, what a lot of these companies, a lot of these crypto organizations are doing is they're approaching an influencer, and they're saying, okay, you promote our coin and we will give you X amount of coins. The longer you promote it, the more coins you get, and they pay them in that coin. So then that promoter, that influencer, not only are they promoting that coin because they're getting paid in that coin, it's in their interest to pump it as high as possible so that they can sell it on for a nice profit. So it's a kind of a scenario that a lot of the crypto scams use quite well. So be careful who you listen to on the internet is all I'm saying, because anybody, since the advent of the internet, YouTube, TikTok, even me here, because I clearly don't know what I'm talking about. I'm just a guy on the internet with an opinion and who likes the sound of his own voice. So just be careful who you listen to on the internet, because anybody now can have a platform. But what I would say is that the fact that people are trying to impersonate me on the internet, and as a result, I've just changed my profile picture from a black background to a white background. So if anybody's contacting you with a black background pretending to be me, it's not me. I'm one with a white background, just say. They might change it in the future, but for now, all the fakes, all the imposters have got black backgrounds and I've got a white background on my profile picture. But I must be saying something right if people are trying to impersonate me like that. But yeah, the influencers, they're always going to get called out, but what can you do? It's, free speech and all that kind of stuff. They get in early on some of these projects, these crypto projects, because they're asked to promote it early. And it's just nothing but a scam, but they promote it, they get given us a huge slice of it. And then when it gets pumped up, when it's finally released and it gets pumped up, they sell. Because they were in very early, they make a huge profit, and they start selling. They tell the follower base that they've just sold, so everybody then else starts selling, and you have the knock on, and it's classic pump and dump. A lot of these so-called influencers, that's all they're doing, is they get involved in pump and dump schemes. And the crypto space, unfortunately, we're going to continue to see a lot of that. NFTs, the majority of NFTs are scams. The majority are complete nonsense. In fact, the only ones that I can see that are worth anything is if you look at certain collectible NFTs, and I'm not talking about a picture of a monkey in a spacesuit. That's bullshit for me. But if you look at a sports team, NFTs directly from the sports club of your iconic hero at the peak hour or whatever it is, of course that's going to be collectible. If we had NFTs 15 years ago, Steven Gerrard in the air, a digital image released by the club Liverpool, Steven Gerrard in the air in Istanbul as he's scoring that header. Of course, that's going to be collectible. And it will gain value over time. The same way as sports shirts will, the same way as sporting memorabilia. And you're going to get things like that will be collectible, that will gain in value. Just an image for the sake of an image, because it's rare. That doesn't, rarity doesn't give it value. There's got to be more than just, there's only one of these, so that's why it's valuable. Bullshit. There's got to be demand for it as well. And that's where a lot of these influencers, particularly the NFT space, come from, is the pumping up a false demand, because the demand isn't there. And then you've got don't get me started on the whole thing of money laundering with NFTs as well. It's easier to launder money now with NFTs than it was with art. There you go. Luna is a lovely buy right now. It is. I bought some over the weekend, but I don't expect to get my money back. I only bought, it was the price of a pizza. So I bought, instead of buying a pizza, which I was going to, I put the money into Luna instead. I thought, well, what harm can it do? If it makes a turnaround, and let's say if Luna gets to 10 cents again, I'll be absolutely minted. But I can't see it. I bought $25. It's worth $11 now. So I think we've reached the bottom of Luna. Is it going to make a comeback? Probably not. Why did I put money into it? completely speculative gamble, the same way as every now and again when the Euro Millions lottery is over 150 million or whatever, I'll go out and I'll buy a ticket. Do I expect to win? No. So why am I buying a ticket? Well, just that outside chance that it might happen. Okay, agri seems to be moving. Oh, yeah. I missed that one. This is looking good today, agri. It's now over $3. That's why I missed it. Getting good volume too. Not going to jump in, chase it needlessly. We want a nice little setup. What about Tesla, Fazil? You keep putting Tesla into the conversation, but I've already covered Tesla a little bit earlier. So unless there's something that you want to add, Tesla. I mean, we've already had a conversation about Tesla. Is there something that you want to know? Is there something you want to add? Do you want me to show the chart again? I mean, what is it you want? What is it you want to know about Tesla? So this is the 5th time that you've mentioned Tesla in the chat. And like I said, I already covered Tesla about half an hour ago. So what is it you want me to say about Tesla? What is it you want to know about Tesla? Here's Tesla. Look. Here's Tesla on the 1 minute. There's zero trade there right now from an intraday perspective. If you're thinking about getting in it, here's Tesla on the 60 minute. It's down on the day, in line with the wider markets. Here's Tesla on the daily, way down. Is it going to go back up to 950, what my calls are, which expire at the start of June? Certainly not before the start of June, I don't expect, but that's Tesla. Is there anything else that you want to see? Because I've already showed that once already today. So is there anything else that you need to see from me or hear from me with regards to Tesla? Is it going to be a good long-term investment? I think so. Again, that's not financial advice. Do your own due diligence. Do your own research. Well, I'm hearing so much crap about Luna, about how many coins they're burning, how many, Luna 2.0 was announced earlier in the week. That's not going to get takeoff. Moving Luna to a different blockchain, to the Binance blockchain, and rebooting it. I'm not sure that'll work. This might be a nice little bull flag. If it does. But I'm just going to, I'm not going to even bother looking at those coins anymore. I'll take a look in a month or two and say, look, did that Luna ever get me more than the $25 I invested? $25, like I say, how much I would have spent on the pizza. So I've not lost anything. I've just saved some calories. I'll have a look at that one in a moment, Dave. Take a little starter position here on Agri. I was right for the bull flag setup. I got in at 29, so I'm looking at 40. 10 cents. $3.55, that's your target, is it? Chip. Well, this little bull flag set me on the way up, so didn't quite get the breakout I expected. But you get that a lot more pre-market. Lower volume, it gives way to more fake outs. Just remember that, guys. If you're thinking of trading pre-market, just remember it is lower volume. And if you've got lower volume, which is why we chase the volume around the market, we go where the volume is. So if you're looking for pattern breakouts, you want them to break out with volume because they're more reliable if you've got higher volume. So if you get low volume and you look for a pattern breakout, so we had a lovely little bull flag here, for example. You've got your flagpole and then you've got the flag. So ascending higher lows and lower highs to a point where it reached its apex here and then moved up. So it was a bull flag, didn't quite break out as far as I wanted it to, but I was looking for 340. But look, it wasn't exactly a fake out because it did move up. We did get the flag breakout. It just didn't it didn't break out as high as I wanted it to. The fact that I've only gone in for $1,000 anyway means I'm not risking a huge amount. I mean, if I end up down about 150 bucks, I'll cut this trade anyway. If it does start to move back up again, I might add to it and then take a little bit quick profit. Right now, it's consolidating sideways, but did break above that $3 level. It's funny how it bounced on the pretty much bounced on the VWAP as it went to break on that $3 level. And look at the volume that came in as it broke. More volume on the second one, actually. That's what we're looking for. Is right here. We're not seeing this huge volume here, so we've got an increase in volume for this bull flag breakout, but we didn't get the same level of volume here on this whole dollar breakout. So that's what we're looking for, is an increase in volume on this candle for the move back up. Oh, so we're almost 20 minutes to the bell. Let's get over, we've got 1.3 likes. Let's see if we can get over 2,500 likes before the bell. We've not got a huge, the chat's not too busy today. If you're in YouTube, remember to hit the thumbs up button. It helps with the algorithm. The likes help with the algorithm. Tap the screen a few times. It helps with the algorithm in TikTok. I don't know about the algorithm in Twitch. I don't know too much about Twitch. I need to look more into it. Twitter, you can go whatever. But we're getting the resistance here at the $0.75 level. So whilst we broke it, we quickly rejected back below it. So it's the $0.25 level's the important level here. So the resistance is at the $0.25 level. Just remember, if you can spot support and resistance, it's not to the penny. You're going to get wicks above and below it. You're going to get moves above and below it. But if it keeps retracing to a particular area, if it keeps moving to a particular area, finding it difficult to get past, or finding it difficult to, or finding it, support at a particular area, that's the support area. That's the resistance area, depending on which way you're going. And you tend to find that the market likes round numbers. So the quarter, half, and whole dollar levels are very important. As you move into higher stocks, you tend to find that the whole dollar, $5, $10 levels are important. So what I'm just going to do here, I can't even do that, it's pre-market. I'm losing my mind. I was going to set a stop so I could take a bathroom break. I can't even do that pre-market. Just going to get out of this so I can actually take a quick break without losing too much money. We'll be back in a second. And he's back. ILPT. So you are looking at the hourly, yeah. Right. Yeah, I mean, if you're swing trading, that's something that you potentially could have looked at there, Dave. Down and then, but it's a long time to be waiting if you're intraday trading. But yeah, that's a move that you could have been looking at for a swing trade. Not something I'll be watching from an intraday perspective. Going back in. Going back down to the VWAP here. On Agri, we're getting BBIG is also up at $3 now. Low volume, excuse me, low volume, but does have a meme stock interest. So potentially could gain quite a bit of volume after the bell. And same goes for AMC. So AMC is held most of its gains from yesterday, so potentially could pick up the volume after the bell. Agri is clearly the top performer this morning. Looking at this candle's 315 potential move up. Ideally, probably 323 is the on the 5-minute. Up to 1/4 so we're almost 15 minutes to the bell. It's a quiet enough day today. Redbox seems to be gaining momentum though. Let's have a quick look at Redbox. So I had a really good move yesterday towards the close, which I was able to take advantage of. This on the 15-minute chart, you can see this move up here. We got a lovely bull flag out of that when I was during the football half time, which I think I made about $700 on. It was nice. Hold that out to the Discord. But Redbox is looking like it could have another good day today. I kind of like this chart. An intraday perspective, it's looking nice. Put that back on the watch list. It's not exactly what I would class as gap and go, but if it does start to get some momentum, well, that's where the VWAP is, Chip. Bounce on the VWAP there. SPY having a bit of a sell-off. Why a few stocks are selling off in tandem. AMC following suit. This. On the 2-minute, we've got a bit of a doji just formed here, which is a nice reversal indicator. On agri, on the 2-minute, so there's a little doji formed here. That's usually an indicator of a reversal in sentiment. You've got one here, but like I say, not all patterns are 100%, particularly pre-market in low volume. The higher the time frame, the more reliable the patterns tend to be. It's just as humans, we don't tend to be patient enough to use the higher time frames. The range, in a hot market, the range is fine for a higher time frame, but the range isn't as big when we, in terms of the gains that you get from the breakouts on the higher time frame. People tend to be impatient. This causes a lot of people to get faked out on the lower time frames. Here's your bounce at 305, Chip. You get 20 cents, 10 cents. Red box just gone green on the day. Oh. 1 minute and 5 minute looking very similar on red box. Agri is the top performer at the moment, even though it's pulled back. Well, we broke the VWAP on agri. Whilst agri's trying to bounce on the VWAP, I'll take a look at red box. Going green on the day. It's the top momentum stock over the last 15 minutes. And here we have our little friend VERU having a bit of a resurgence. I said it, I want to see it over 16 and hold over 16. What we don't want to be doing is chasing, because there was no entry, by the way, there was no entry here that I could see. Not even on the 5 minute. Very lucky to see something to get in, but you got this pop, the break of the VWAP. For a safe entry, what you really want to be looking for a safe entry. Now, it's a little wait for after this pop, wait for a little bit of a pullback and then a continuation, and it's the continuation you want to get in. I agree. No, it doesn't. It doesn't have a catalyst as far as I'm aware of. Let me just pull up my main scanner here. Q1 earnings. That's the catalyst. Oh, hang on a minute. Agriforce Growing Systems completes acquisition of food production and processing IP from Manna Nutritional Group. So yes, it does have a catalyst. That came out 10 minutes ago. So Agri has the Q1 earnings unconfirmed, but also a catalyst, an acquisition catalyst. So yeah, Agri does have a catalyst, has a couple. So I want to see this bounce at 3. Otherwise, I'm not trading it. Feeling. VERU looking very strong right now. Pulling back slightly. And this is 2. Eight minutes to the bell, guys. 8 minutes to the bell. This one is 25. The wider market's having a bit of a sell-off. A little bit of a bull flag formation here. And got in there a little bit too early. I was looking for the break of the $0.25. A little bit trigger happy. On VERU. Yeah, well, look for the higher time frame. That flag fell off the pole when you got the first candle to break a new low. That's the thing. First candle to break a new low and you're out. After the flag starts forming. As long as you're getting higher lows, the flag's valid. That drop from when it broke kind of 315, that 1 minute flag was no longer valid. If we can break we might see a bit of a move up if we break the $0.25 level here on VERU. This is a bull flag. Typically they will break upwards. Not always, but typically they will break upwards. But it needs to break that $0.25 right there. If we go up there and retest, we're also getting a little bit of a flat top. Now 23, I'll get out at 10. Just watching for a potential. Held that longer than I'm holding this longer than I really wanted to. Looking at the level 2 as well. Of 23. Right at the whole dollar, which usually makes a good resistance level or support level. Yeah, I wouldn't. I'd wait for agri to come back above $3 personally. It's $2.97 right now. This is VERU, not agri, that I'm trading, but agri I'm looking at on the other screen. It's currently $2.96, so I want to get out because that's breaking lows. But we'll get that back later. We've got 2.5 minutes to the bell. So here's agri. This is where the flag ceased to be relevant. When it flushed down here, and it kind of we had this initial range on the flag, the high and the low, and then it broke below that. So once we started to make a move back up, it then flushed again and made new lows. So that's potentially after the bell, you might see it move back up again. Watch for agri breaking at the bell. High of day is 330, 334. Pre-market high. Expect it to break that, assuming the market takes favorably to the catalysts. Now, agri is another one of those popular stocks. Agri-Force. What else is moving? BBIG still above $3 just. AMC trying to make its move back up to the green level. Red box. Yeah, red box is looking good today. It'll be worth trading if the volume picks up. So we've got a minute left of the bell. Minute left. Let me just see. All right. Do that later. I want to start messing about with the settings before just before the bell goes off, because then it's gonna. Let me change the scanners over. There's the bell. Let's see what transpires. Agri. How much of a move are we going to make? VERU. How much move are you going to make? We'll just set the opening high on VERU for 1625. Agri's down at 290s. Red box moving downwards slightly. SPY settling in. Looking for VERU. We got in a break of 16.20. That's for the break of 16.25. Sorry, the quarter dollar. Pull back on us, but we're just holding. A lot of volatility. The first five minutes of the market, you're going to get a lot of volatility. Sometimes you have to increase your what would normally be your range of risk reward if you're going to be trading these opening candles. Looking for, we'll get out the first candle to make a new low. That's that one. Right. Where do I share this? Box having a good time. Let's say this was going to be, this is looking good. box. Looking stronger than a few of the others. For an entry. VERU now about to break highs. Have a look. We're in for the break of that for the high. Back. Have a dip. Just add it to the position there. We've got the opening range. Broke the opening range. We got in the break of that opening range. We're going to exit though if it breaks below. Goes head on the day again. Look at it. Looks like I'm going to have to trade my way out of a hole again. This is becoming a habit. So agri, we've not quite broke the high, which is 307. The opening range high. The 307 is what I'm looking for with agri. Nice little red to green move. We're now back up above the VWAP, back above $3. What else is moving? Change the scanners. Red box pulling back. AMC green. Oh, potential entry there.